Yesterday, we talked about the fact that Kevin Hart, speaking of the awards season, Kevin Hart was announced as being the host for the upcoming Academy Awards. Now, I like the choice. Was it my first choice? No, but I like the choice for two reasons. Number one, he's a super funny guy. Number two, because his stand-up comedy is great. Number two, I like it because in principle, I love the idea of a true movie personality being the host of the biggest night of the movie year, right? That's just kind of how I feel about that. Some of you feel different, totally fine. That's how I feel about it. However, the last 24 hours have seen a bit of controversy popping up, and I've had a lot of you guys sending me tweets and messages asking me to address it, so I'll just address it here quickly, okay? I'll just give this as a quick thought. There have been some outlets writing, for lack of a better term, complaint pieces about Kevin Hart being selected to host the Academy Awards. The majority of the complaints stem from the fact that in a 2010 special he did, and one a little bit later, where he did jokes in his comedy special about how he, as a heterosexual man, one of his nightmares is the idea that his son will not be heterosexual, will end up being homosexual, and he doesn't know what to do with that, right? Now, Kevin Hart has gone on record several times about that particular bit he did in those comedy series to say the point of that joke was I was making fun of my insecurities as a heterosexual man, something that a lot of heterosexual men have. He said that joke was about my insecurities as a heterosexual father and my insecurities. It was not a joke making fun of the gay community. Not at all. It was a joke about my insecurities. And he's gone on record and said that. Some people accepted that, some people didn't. Okay, fine. So now fast forward to today. And some people are making a big deal out of it. You know what the funny thing is? I'm finding some outlets are making a bigger deal out of this than the LGBTQ community are. Because I think a lot of the members in the LGBTQ community are like, he was making a joke. And he was making a joke about himself, not about us. But some outlets seem to make a big deal out of this. So I've had a bunch of people ask me to give a comment on it. My comment on it is simply this. Why are we even talking about this? Honestly. Comedians, you know, the two guys who do South Park, they once said it best. We either need to be able to joke about and make fun of everything, or we can joke about and make fun of nothing. And I think there are exceptions to that, but overall, I think that statement is true. Kevin Hart's a professional comedian. He's been doing stand-up comedy for decades, and he's got a lot of jokes about a lot of different things. Did he make a joke about a sensitive subject at one point? Yes, he did. But I thought he handled it well. Now, granted, this is easy for me as a straight, boringly heterosexual dude to say, so it's easy for me to say, but that's the only perspective I have, so I'm going to give it. I thought he handled it well, and I thought he acquitted himself well from it. And even he has said, you know, I probably won't do that joke anymore because some people take it the wrong way. So he's not going to do it. But oh my God, seriously? We as a people and as a culture, particularly entertainment fans, we seem to have such a witch hunt mentality that we are going to find something to be offended by that you did or said at some point in your life. And all I can say is, God, you better pray you never get asked to host the Oscars, whoever you are, because people will dig and then they will find something that will embarrass you in your past. We don't care about the person you are now. We care about what you've done. And by the way, I would be singing a different tune if Kevin Hart had, hospitalized somebody, or if Kevin Hart had broken a series of laws and Kevin Hart had done this and that's different. He made a joke in a stand-up comedy special that unfortunately a few people misinterpreted, and hey, that's fine. But he explained it. He explained what he meant by it. I think it's perfectly fine. Now, some people want to complain, well, he cheated on his wife. Well, okay, but 75% of the Hollywood couples are swingers anyway. So I look, what happened in his marriage between him and his wife was between him and his wife, or his ex-wife as the case may be. All I'm saying is, if we are going to get down and start pulling people to the carpet over these sorts of things. There are legitimate things to bring people out to the carpet over. There are things. This, I don't know, man. So as far as I'm concerned, until I see something a lot more compelling or hear a lot more compelling of an argument, to me, this is ridiculous that we're even talking about. So I know a lot of you guys asked me to comment on it. There's my comment on it. I think it's stupid that we're even talking about it. So let's just let it go. I feel like I've lost a couple of IQ points, and I don't have a lot to spare. And I feel like I've lost a couple of IQ points even just talking about it for these last 5 minutes. So